Get ready for some amazing glow up vibes this July's new moon. Hello all, I'm Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive and welcome to New Moon Musings. So excited to be tapping into the new moon in July on July 24th, and it's going to be a pretty interesting one. I feel like collectively everything is a little bit crazy, but individually it gives us an opportunity to really hone in our focus, get clear on what we want, and get some surprise assistance from Source. So for those of you who are new to me, welcome. So excited to have you here. So for those of you who are old hat and used to me, feel free to skip on over to the intro portion of the reading to get started. And for those of you who are new to me, welcome. So happy to have you here. This is a new moon reading where you want to be able to watch the whole thing in its entirety, and then it's going to be broken down into specific days throughout the different phases of the new moon, and that allows you to go back to each of those phases as you're in real time going through the process in real life to really get the guidance and hone in on what exactly is happening, what the energies are, and how it's working for you. So stay tuned and let's get to it. For those of you who are new to me, here's a quick little breakdown on how to make this reading work for you. The new moon cycle works where it moves in 3.5 basically days throughout that 28-day cycle. So sometimes you're in a phase a little bit longer or a little bit shorter. It is not linear. But what I do is I give you dates connected to each of the phases of the new moon cycle so that you can come back to the video after you've watched the whole thing, you've taken it all in, you come back to that video for those particular times so that you understand, okay, I'm in, the waxing crescent phase, and what do I need to know about that? What is transpiring in my world right now? And this information is really helpful because it's giving me perspective on what it is I need to learn, or maybe I need to pull back, or maybe I need to lean in a little bit more. So use this. It's kind of like the gift that keeps on giving. Use it throughout the month to support you. So today we are pulling cards from the Tarot Illuma, and super excited about this particular deck. It's got a lot of great color, a lot of great energy coming off of it. So let's talk a little bit about the new moon. The new moon is happening in Leo, and happy birthday, Leos. What we want to be keeping in mind when we're coming into this new moon energy, new moon is always about the manifesting of what we want to create within this new moon cycle. Because Leo is in full play, this is an opportunity for you to get external, to be out and about, to really be able to take all of those desires, those goals that you have, and putting them out into the world. This is the most ideal time for manifestation, if there ever was a time. So make sure you are taking a little extra, 10 or 15 minutes to journal out what you want to see transpire in this next 28-day cycle. And of course, you can, do it out to, 6 months or a year, because anything and everything that you get started at this time is going to be a big deal. So let's dive into the reading. And the first card that I want to pull is what is being released from the previous cycle. And this card just flew out. It is Child of Wands or Page of Wands. So what we are releasing at this time is this idea that we are students of our passion. And I feel like last cycle brought a lot of that up. What is it that lights my fire and floats my boat? I'm learning, I'm figuring out what it is that I want to apply moving forward, what it is that I want to put my focus to. I feel like we're done with that based on the last cycle, and we're moving into a situation where, okay, I've got the plan. I know what I want to do now, so it's a matter of taking action around that. So that's kind of a big deal. That's good. I'm glad that we're releasing that. Now we are on to our soul card, and this is what is the collective learning and growth for this new moon cycle that we are about to embark upon. And I always love the soul card because it is really, at the end of the day, how we are engaging with one another and how that engagement helps us on an individual level. Oh, interesting. We have the House of God. So this is, in this deck, this is the Tower card. And I feel like when we are talking about that collective learning and collective soul card, it is recognizing that we have come to the end of a cycle. We can no longer go back to the way things were. And it's to the point where this tower is going to be burned completely to the ground. There's going to be nothing left. And the question that we are going to be, sort of collectively asking ourselves is, when we build back, do we want to build another tower? Or is maybe the tower not the thing that is actually going to be for our highest and best? Do we need a roadway instead? Do we need farmland, for example? This is going to be, it's our land. It's our energy. As a collective, we need to come to an agreement around how that land is best going to serve us. And that is going to be what is transpiring. I also feel like in the collective soul in July, we are really going to be seeing, I want to say, kind of like the end of the burning of things, the end of the smoldering. It's like the worst is done, or we've gotten to that level where, okay, we know clearly that the tower, there's no saving the tower. There's no saving the tower. We're past that. We're beyond that. We're not looking at how do we stop the fire. We're looking at, okay, how do we contain the fire now and get it to a point where we can monitor what's going on so that we can then clear away the rubble and start from scratch. So I think that's really interesting. I also love that in this particular deck, the tarot is called the House of God. That's kind of interesting because I feel like the tower often gives us a fresh perspective. It's kind of, yes, it's a wake-up call. Yes, it's the universal frying pan to the head, especially if you have not been paying attention to signs from your guides. And we haven't been, right? As a collective, we haven't really been paying attention to all of that. So now we have no choice but to pay attention to that. But I also feel like when we talk about it as the House of God or the House of Source, what we're really saying around this is it's all source. We are protected. There's nothing that we can do here to help ourselves that is going to be bad or wrong. It's a matter of, okay, it is the House of God that's burning down, but the House of God can also be, built back up. We just need to figure out what form it needs to be in. And again, I emphasize what form or shape is going to work for us at this time, for our highest and best. Now we are at our new moon card. I manifest. What energies are here to support my manifesting? And how can I lean into their wisdom? So the new moon is happening at 12:12 p.m. Eastern Standard, which is 5:12 p.m. UTC time. And it's happening on July 24th. And the energies are going to be lasting through to July 28th. So this is going to be kind of a big chunk of the cycle. So it gives you plenty of time to manifest on that individual level, as well as manifesting a big, beautiful, I want to say, vision for what is to come, what you want to see in your world and in your life, what you want to see for your neighbors and your children and your family and, all the things and the stuff, your friends. Ace of Cups. Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay. So this is such a hopeful card. Ace of Cups means a lot of different things, but what I'm hearing is initiation. So this new moon, we were just talking about it being in Leo, which of course means you're going to be doing a lot of external, getting a lot of external support for manifesting into the physical, all those things that you've been thinking about and feeling into. They're now going to be coming to light. They're going to be in the physical. And the Ace of Cups is the initiation of that. So I feel like this is almost a validation. It's a confirmation. It's like, okay, you've made the purchase for those concert tickets that you've been wanting for so long. And the concert isn't happening for a couple of months down the road, but you've got that confirmation email, right? You've got that confirmation code. It's happening. You're there. You're excited. This is going to be awesome, right? And I feel like that's why this Ace of Cups is coming up and coming through during this time is, yes, you are setting your intentions for what you're manifesting, but this is also an indication that whatever it is that you are putting out there is going to come to pass. It's the initiatory time. You are lighting the flame. We don't know how big the flame is going to get, but we absolutely know that once that flame is lit, it's going to be able to grow. It's going to be able to light other flames. You know, it's not going out. And I feel like that's really important for us to keep in mind. I also want to say, when you are in that space of trying to decide where you want to put your focus during this cycle, and then maybe, you know, like how this cycle is going to influence the next 6 months, you really want to be in a space of understanding how you filled your love cup prior, and how you want to fill your love cup moving forward. And I feel like it is a choice. The Ace of Cups is giving you an opportunity. It's a choice. It's saying you can do whatever you want here. So what is it that you want to do? You need to choose a path. You can't like do it all right now, but you have potential. You have the ability to say, okay, this is the path that I want to take. This is how I'm choosing to move ahead and to move forward. And you want to be paying attention to self-care, because I'm going to say to you, moving forward, from a collective perspective, we are going to be looking at ways to incorporate work-life balance, to incorporate more of that, I want to say the ebb and flow, a natural ebb and flow. We're not going to be looking to live in the extremes. We're done with that. We are looking at this point to be living in the space and the frequency and the energy of creative flow, of that manifested space and state. And in order to do that, you have to be aware of your mental capacity, your emotional capacity, your physical capacity, your financial capacity. It's about self-care on an individual level so that you can express yourself and expand out into the world in the physical level. And I feel like that's really, really important for us to consider. Okay, now we have our Waxing Crescent card, I Plan. What do I need to consider when creating my plan for the cycle? Any challenges or opportunities to be aware of? This is happening on July 29th through to the 31st. And I love that it's the plan. We have the Chariot. So there's definitely going to be movement. And I want to say, whatever it is that you conjure up in that first new moon days from the 24th to the 28th, now there's going to be quick movement on it. You're going to start to see the fruits of your labor. You're going to start to receive messages and information and signs and symbols. And okay, like you asked for this, here's what you need in order to be able to move forward. Will you take it? I'm going to say there's going to be a particular level of I want to say a little bit of a warring within yourself. I want to say it's the ego voice versus the inner guidance. There's a part of you that's going to say, I understand exactly where I need to be and what I need to do, and I'm so fired up about this. I'm so pumped to be able to do this. Yes, let's go. And the ego is going to pop up, and the ego can take the form of like your internal ego, the inner ego, the inner child. But I'm also wanting to say that I feel like your ego may even be reflected through other people and their thoughts, their opinions on the choices that you're making. So I feel like when you feel that war or that struggle that's going on, you want to basically say, I acknowledge that there's some angst going on, and I'm not going to listen to it. I'm going to transmute it. I'm going to be radically in self-belief, radically in self-confidence that this path that I'm choosing, that this plan that I am enacting is exactly the plan that it's supposed to be. And I will know as I'm on that path, whether or not I need to course correct. I trust that my spidey senses, that my guides, my intuition will let me know in the moment if something needs to change. And because I'm making this choice, because it's a radical choice, there is no room for indecision. There's no room for self-doubt. There's no room for second guessing. X marks the spot. I've chosen my path and my direction. Let's do this. I'm not going to worry about the semantics. I'm not going to worry about the how. I'm focusing on the where am I at right now? What is the universe showing me right now that can be a resource to getting me to that next step and that next level? I want to say there's a real energy here on a personal level that is going to encourage a lot of bravery, but not bravery from the, oh my God, like I'm going into battle and I need to prepare myself. More from the aspect of, I'm ready for this. I am ready for this. Even if I don't feel necessarily that I'm ready for this from a world view perspective, from the internal knowing perspective, I'm absolutely ready for this. And that's what I'm putting my focus on. That's what I'm leaning into. Because that bravery is what is going to give me that radical self-confidence. It's not ego in terms of, ultimate cosmic power. It's a choice to believe in yourself. And for those of you who choose that during this month, I want to say, the places you'll go. There will be nothing stopping you. Let go of the how. Don't focus on the how. Be in that space of, okay, this is what I'm doing right now. This is what I'm feeling led into. Sometimes you'll be led into, I don't think there's anything for me to do today. I think today is a day of rest. And there will be other days when you're like, okay, I'd love to hang out with you guys, but I can't because I am focused. I got to get my shit done because I feel it. I got to get my ducks in a row. Or I'm feeling that there's creativity that's coming through for me and I need to take advantage of it right now. Be very present. Be very connected to that inner guidance space because it's going to lead the way the whole way through. And you want that. That's a good thing. Now we are at our first quarter. I act. What energy fuels my motivation? How can I collaborate with source energy to empower my actions? This is Happy August, August 1st through the 4th. Happy civic holiday in Canada, and I believe the UK and Australia celebrate that with us as well. And then here in the US, I'm embarrassed to tell you, I'm not even sure I think it's a bank holiday. I'm not even sure what it's called. Shame on me, I should know that. Okay, so when we are looking at our first quarter, I act. We have the Magician. Perfect card. I feel like how you're going to fuel this moving forward is you're going to be really paying attention to all of the resources that you have around you. You're not seeking out resource. You're not planning in advance. I need this in order to do this. I'm waiting for this in order to make my move. The Magician says, okay, you need this. Let's look around at what's in front of you right now. Because there's absolutely something here in your energetic space, in your existing environment, that is going to give you what you need. It's resourcefulness. I also want to say to you, when we are talking about acting on the plan, the magician has his recipe book, right? He's got he's written down, he's done all of the work. He's written down the things that he has discovered throughout his experience. And I also want to say to you, use it lightly as a reference only, because I feel like the new territory that we are in, especially given those opportunities that are coming up at this time, the magician is recognizing, I need something new for this. This is new. It's presenting as something new. So maybe the way that I normally create the concoction, cook the meal, might not work exactly the way I want it to work. I'll give you a perfect example. Me as a cook, I won't call myself a chef because I'm certainly not. Amateur cook. When I was doing my Great Foods Goddess business, I had written down in my favorite recipes, depending on what stove top or oven I was using, I would have the specific cooking ingredients. But I always had to make a shift because each oven cooked differently. I had a gas top range at one point, then I had an electric range at one point. So like you can see in my recipe book that I've made adjustments based on my environment. And I feel like this is what you're gonna have to do here as well. It's the magician saying, okay, I can use it as a reference, but I'm standing at a new stove. So it's gonna be a crapshoot. I don't know, I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna have to observe. I'm gonna have to, err on the side of caution a little bit and be ready to jump in at a moment's notice to increase the heat or to decrease the heat, to increase the cooking time or to decrease the cooking time. And I feel like that's what this magician energy is about. That's why you're acting. You're taking action on what's coming up and coming through. There's no doubt about that. But it is about adapting to what is being presented to you in that now moment. Recognizing that I can reflect on the past, I can refer to it, but it's only going to help me so far. And then I have to just be in the now. I have to wing it. I have to figure it out. So I feel like that's really important. Now we are at our Waxing Gibbous card. I choose, what energy can I lean into for confidence as I discern my commitments? And we have here with the Waxing Gibbous, we have August 5th through the 8th. 8 of Cups. Wow. I feel like globally there's going to be something that happens, a major event that happens that causes people collectively to make a choice to cut something out, release something for good. And I feel like it's going to be quick. It may be on an emotional level. It may be on an energetic level. It may be something more tangible in those ways. But man, oh man, not a soul on this planet is going to be exempt from this. People are going to feel this. And, whatever, you feel, opinions, sides, choosing a side, not choosing a side, whatever this event is, there's definitely this energy around each individual having an experience and making the decision to say, how do I want this to affect me? What do I need to take with me and what do I absolutely need to release right now for myself, for my people, in order to be able to move forward? It's not a fight or flight. It's not a survival mode to the extreme, but I want to say it has an energy to that of, okay, in order for me to survive and protect, what I have or who I am or the people that I love, there is a definitive decision that I need to make here on which path I'm taking. Am I choosing this or am I choosing that? And it's interesting that I'm getting global. So this is a human problem that we're seeking solution for. This is a human situation. It's not, factioned off. I also want to say, when we talk about the choosing and the choice, what I'm seeing when I look at this card is almost like a spider. Like, this isn't a spider, but this is kind of how I'm interpreting, and I read everything intuitively. So I feel like this spider has woven a web that doesn't make sense. But there's also this energy of visionary. Maybe it doesn't make sense based on what's in existence right now, but it's going to make sense as we move forward. So you've created it, you've put it out into the world. Now release it and move forward into the next creation. Not worrying so much about how it's going to be received. Let go of the attachment to it. Let it be what it is. Let people find it. Let people come into that space and that place for it. Wow. And now we are at our full moon card. And full moon is happening August 9th from 12:56 a.m. Eastern Standard 5:56 a.m. UTC. And I love this full moon because it's going to be a full moon in Aquarius. It's known as the sturgeon moon, and I believe that is connected to the sturgeon fish and the way that they breed when they start to go, I don't know if it's upstream or downstream, but wherever they're headed, they're getting ready to breed. It's a kind of a breeding ground sort of situation. So there's some new stuff that's happening. There's movement and momentum, and it's a heads up for what is to come. It gives people the opportunity to prepare for the harvest that is coming through. And I wrote a couple of notes here. It's epiphany time. It's the aha moments. There's a rising from the ashes, rising out of what binds you. We are really in that space, in that time of releasing the ties that bind. Yeah, and what did we start off with? What is our soul card in our soul journey? The Tower. So again, we can't go backwards. We cannot go backwards. There's nothing there for us. So as we're moving forward and we've made this, clear, definitive, global, okay, I'm going this way because this is going to be what's best for everyone. There's a clear energy here. What we're doing is we're releasing drama, and we have the opportunity, collectively as well as individually, to rewrite our stories. I want to say this is the do-over. This is the Groundhog Day where you get to break out of the Groundhog Day pattern. And you get to say, all right, this is how I want this path to go for me. This is how I want my life to evolve, how I want my life to unfold at this particular moment. Big things happening for the collective. I also got kind of just a random hit that there were going to be a lot of innovations announced as well. So a very innovative time where things are going to be announced that I want to say, quite frankly, are going to be game changers. And it's important for us to pay attention to those things, to not lose sight of that in amongst all of the noise, the chaos. Remember, we're releasing drama. We are no longer putting fuel to that fire. And instead, we were putting it to the people, places, and things that are connected to the future that we are envisioning for ourselves and that we are working towards. So I feel that there's, very much going to be a division. And yes, we are all very divisive right now, especially in North America. That goes without saying, but I feel like the division is even more fine-tuned, that we're now not fighting amongst ourselves as much as we are choosing to say, yes, I want to live in the drama, or no, I don't want to live in the drama. And it's not about, those individual labels that we can get caught up in. So, all right, let's see what our card is. And the full moon, so just so I can read it here, I receive. How can I best open to the energies of this full moon to receive clarity, guidance, or direction? What gift does this full moon offer to me? And the full moon is on August 9th, as I said, but it's going from the 9th through to the 11th. So you've got 3 days in there to really hone in on this energy and frequency. Interesting, 4 of coins. So 4 is always about establishing a foundation. 4 of coins or 4 of pentacles, what are we protecting? And I want to say, this is really important because if you're receiving something, or if you want to receive something, you have to let your walls down. If we think about ourselves in the castle, if you're letting something into the castle, if you want that food to come in, you have to take the risk to put down the drawbridge and allow the person to cross the moat and to come into the city walls. Not everyone is an enemy. And I feel like that's a really important message for all of us to hear is right now the environment causes a lot of people to be in that heightened, I have no idea what the hell is going on. So now I have to be in hypervigilance, protection mode. Where is the next thing going to come from? We've been assaulted for the last, 6 months. We've been assaulted with shock after shock after shock, a barrage of things and stuff. The Four of Coins says, let all of that go. Get really clear on what you really want to focus on and protect that. But it's not about, and I want to say this is also a message that you're receiving protection. You're receiving divine protection. You don't have to step in and go into fear mode or anxiety mode or lockdown mode. And I do feel that there's a lockdown that's coming as well. And how we choose to approach that is going to be paramount. This is the beginning of that. This is the preparation for that. So what foundation are you laying right now? I feel like this is also, in terms of receiving, this is an opportunity for you to fine tune your short-term plan, your short-term goals. And by short-term, I want to say, the next couple of months. What are those short-term goals for you? Because that's really where the focus is going to be. There's not going to be a lot of clarity around what is coming in the long term. So it's encouraging us to stay present and focused in the moment. There is nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And that's how we are learning how to move forward in this new vision and version of life that we are living as a collective, is to be more intuitive, to not be in that controlled state, always feeling like you've got to have all your ducks in a row and you need to know, all 10 steps before you take the first step. It's the opposite. It's antithetical to what actually we are stepping into. This is the invitation for us to do that. So that's what you're receiving. And you're protected in doing that. So give yourself the permission to be open to that. Now we are at our Disseminating Moon card. I acknowledge, how best can I honor my gifts and my light during this time? Where can I express gratitude from the heart? This is happening August 12th through the 14th. Ooh, interesting. King of Cups. So I feel like it's an acknowledgement of your feelings and emotions. It's an acknowledgement of the collective seesaw of dysfunction that we have all been privy to, that we are now all very aware of. Now, King of Cups, the energy of the King of Cups, there is a level of mastery that comes up with this. There's also leadership. And I feel like we are on that path of mastery. We have to choose it. We have to step into that, especially now that we've let stuff go and we are protected. It's now recognizing, okay, my feelings are neither true nor false. They are merely a roadmap to letting me know where that dysfunction is holding me back, where that dysfunction, whether it's outside of me or within me, it's affecting me. Period. End of story. If you're in a human body at this moment, it is affecting you at this time. So for you, I feel like it's taking leadership and ownership of, I can allow this to drive the bus, or I can allow this to be my roadmap, my guide, my blueprint or my guideline on where I need to self-correct, where I need to self-regulate, separating the truth from fiction for me, and then leaning in to what feels resonant as I move forward. King of Cups is a very resonant card. Kings do not do anything unless it's resonant with them. And I feel like from an emotional and a psychic perspective, that's what you're stepping into. You're no longer allowing your emotions to take you down the garden path, right? To take you down the rabbit hole. You're saying, I'm using this to reflect on the things that I need to pay a little bit more attention to so that I can heal. And that's what I keep hearing. It's not about fixing. I mean, it could be a lot of different things. I'm hearing the word heal. Period. Full stop. So it's about healing. And now we are stepping into our, third quarter. I claim what is being completed in my life at this time. How can I connect to its release with conviction? Third quarter is August 15th through the 18th. Oh, wow, that card flew right out. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you ready for this? 9 of Swords. So, what's being completed in your life? Because of this decision to really face how the emotion is motivating you, driving the bus, and how you want to move forward with that or to stop some of that, curtail some of that behavior, you are ending the cycle of madness. You are ending the cycle of extreme anxiety. 9 of Swords is a card of, going to sleep in a nightmare, having another nightmare, and waking up in the same damn nightmare and being like, is it ever going to stop? It's definitely, I want to say, a head-based, a thought-based, ego-based space that we can get trapped in. But that is what's coming to an end. And I feel like whatever this sort of global event is, it's causing people to come back to the basics, come back to what really matters. What, on that potential level, do I want to expand and grow into? And what do I want to not and say we did? Like, I'm so done with it. I'm so over this nonsense and shenaniganery. This 9 of Swords, I feel, is a gift. And when we're tapping into that, I claim energy. You're claiming the fact that you no longer wish to have this experience. You're shedding it. You're releasing it. And the global environment is supporting that. And you've made a choice. So, do I want the red pill or the blue pill? Right? From the Matrix. What path am I choosing? And whatever path you choose, there's going to be a clear, a relief for you. You're going to know, okay, this is the path I'm on, and here I am. I'm going. Understand that if you choose the red pill over the blue pill, you're going to have a very clear, definitive experience in one direction that's not going to bleed through with the blue. And if you're choosing the blue pill, you're going to have a very different, clear, definitive experience that is not going to blend in and bleed into the red. I'm not talking about further division. I mean, I guess I am, but not in the way that we're thinking of it. It's not a thus and us and them. It's not an either or. It's not extremes. It's more about, this is the life that I want to live. This is the world that I choose to live in. And I don't need to worry about what anybody else chooses. I just need to make that choice for myself. And that's what the universe, I feel, is waiting on you for. The universe is waiting on you to make that choice. And that's what this whole cycle, this whole new moon cycle is about. Giving us the choice. What are we releasing? What are we letting go? Where are the aha moments? Where are we choosing to heal? And what is the direction that we are taking? And it doesn't have to be adversarial. It doesn't have to be ugly. It's resolve from within. This is the life I choose. These are the experiences I choose to have and to create for myself and for those around me. Period. Full stop. And then move forward. Embrace it, right? You're claiming it. Now we are at our balsamic moon. I surrender. What energy can I lean into to fly free into this new version of me? What can I consider as I embrace this opportunity to know myself anew? You've made the choice. You've made the call. Now it's about, okay, here's this new adventure. It's the choose your own adventure. I'm on this new adventure. I'm right at the beginning of it. Let me check out my surroundings, let me check out this really cool hotel and see all the different things that it has available for me at this time. What do I want to do first, right? And it's okay to get excited in that way. Balsamic moon, August 19th through the 21st. Queen of Coins. Yes, when you choose the path, the abundance follows. There is prosperity and abundance. There are resources that are going to show up and show through for you. You will be supported. You have to radically trust yourself. We talked about that earlier too. It's radical confidence, self-confidence, not ego. It's I know that this is the path that I'm supposed to take. I know that I'm allowed to create my own experiences. And so I'm owning that. I'm claiming that. I'm standing in that power. And as a result, the universe is now very clear in knowing what it is that I need for me to enact this experience. Queen of Coins is coming through. I feel like this is the universe saying, all right, you've chosen the path. And now here's your welcome packet. Here are the things to get you started. And, go meet me by the pool in an hour and a half, and I'm going to, give you the full tour and the full perspective and the full picture of everything. But right now, get started, go and have fun. And these are the first 2 or 3 steps that you can take advantage of. I'm really seeing like a resort experience here. And I don't mean to make light, because the world that we're living in does not feel very resorty right now. I don't feel like our guides are trying to minimize the experience that we are going through, no matter where you are in the world. But I do feel that our guides are saying we need to take more of that approach to understand that we are, in essence, living a vacation in this body, in this life, because the soul is infinite. So this is one aspect, one experience, one lifetime out of an infinitum choices. And if we can take that approach, then we make the most of this vacation. And I like to say working vacation, because quite frankly, this is not the type of vacation that I have in mind, right? And maybe you're right there with me. So it's a working vacation. I have moments of the deliciousness and the joy and the whatever, and then sometimes I'm working. So if this too is you, you are not alone. But the Queen of Coins is coming up and coming through to say, okay, you've made your choice, and now here is your welcome packet. Here are the resources that you need to begin this incredible choose your own adventure that you are absolutely on and that we support you in. And the universe is your friend. The universe is the concierge, or the universe is the phone where you have the butler that says, your wish is my command, right? It's like having a genie on 24-hour speed dial. That's what we're looking at right now. Okay, now we are at our dark moon card, or the void moon card, and this is not part of the scientific new moon cycle, but it is part of the energetic new moon cycle, and this is happening August 20th, so it happens right in between the balsamic moon, and it is another release card. What is it that we're releasing? I release. What can I release control of, or walk away from, knowing it has served its purpose? How can I remain open to the new and the unknown in this process? It's letting go so that you can allow what has transpired in this cycle to fully come to pass. Interesting, 9 of Wands. It's a card of control. Letting go of control, letting go of this idea. I want to say letting go of exhaustion. And exhaustion can come from, obviously, physical exhaustion can come from not getting enough sleep, working too hard in the physical. But I want to say emotionally and energetically, we are too attached to what is going on. You've just made a big shift. And as a result of that shift, you've let go of your attachment to a lot of things that really don't serve where you're moving forward. And I want to say maybe there's a little loss or a little grief or just a little adjustment time required. And I feel like that's what this void moon, this dark moon is offering to you at this time, is let go of the exhaustion. Let go of everything that you're attaching to in your mind's eye that is something that you're supposed to be responsible for, that you're supposed to be able to control, or something that you don't like. Release all of it. Radical surrender to what is, so that you can then tap into the resources that your guides are giving you, that the universe is providing. Those are your only choices now moving forward. Do I want adventure A or adventure B on this new overarching adventure that I've chosen? Do I want to lay on the beach today, or do I want to go and, check out one of the volcanoes? Do I want to take a helicopter ride, or do I want to do parasailing? Do I want to just float on a raft? Do I want to enjoy the party with other people that they have planned? Or do I want to just, go and just be by myself and hibernate? This is what I feel you're really letting go of, is the exhaustion. The control, the illusion of control, and the exhaustion. There is a level of, I want to say, sort of catch up with this too, where you're maybe taking a little more time for self-care to release that exhaustion, to catch up so that you're ready to go on the adventure. For some of you, I feel that that's transpiring as well. But ultimately, that's what we're looking at. This is a month where I feel there's a pivotal shift. You're making a choice. And when you make that choice, there is no going back. Not that you would want to go back. There's just no going back. It's like, yay, okay, we're finally on the road and let's do this. That is a really big aspect of what is transpiring here. All right, guys, that is our new moon musings for the new moon on June 24th. Wow. Just wow. If you need some support with this, please feel free to reach out. I don't know if I have a lot of followers on YouTube. I don't know if you know this or not, but I actually do private sessions. So if you are looking for a little bit of guidance on this, if you're wanting a little help planning the adventure, or choosing the adventure, do I want the red pill or do I want the blue pill? I'm here. I'm happy to help you out. So feel free to go into the description below and click on the link to book a session with me. Otherwise, guys, have the most amazing month. Keep your eyes peeled for, I've just started doing monthly astrology and tarot readings, transformational tarot readings for each of the signs every month. So keep your eyes peeled for that. If you're into card decks and things like that, I'm doing a lot of different card deck reviews. And of course, I always love when you guys watch and comment on my day drinking and tarot, my Black Feather Couture Divining a VIP Life series. It brings me such joy to do it, and I just love that people are enjoying it. So stay connected, and you're not in this alone. Let's do this together. All right, guys, take care and transform well.